Hey everybody, welcome to episode 45 of the Anthem podcast. This week is our Oscar special, although we talk about a bunch of other things too. Of course, Corey's just getting back from Big Sky Country and he tells you all about his trip out to Montana and Yellowstone National Park. We also talk about the Grammys that went on while he was away, and Corey has his own opinion about the Grammys, as you can expect. And of course, OTA is all about film, so we have to talk about the Oscars. Who's going to win Best Picture, who's going to win Best Actor and Best Actress, and everything. We cover it all, right down to the ones that we know you don't care about. And of course, Lent's coming up this week. To all my Catholics, I hope that you have a good Ash Wednesday and an even better Mardi Gras on Tuesday. But Corey talks about what he's given up as part of the OTA Fitness Challenge. And make sure you stick and listen in very closely to figure out what our keyword is for this week. So all that and more is coming up right now on the Anthem podcast.
I'll have you know that during my vacation, I almost read an entire book. This is Corey, and this is the Anthem podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob. Happy to hear that you're reading. That's good.
Yeah.
So, what adventure did George go on this time?
Who?
Curious George, the book that you were reading on vacation?
Oh, no, it wasn't that one.
That's my only assumption. If you almost read a whole book, I imagine it had like one of those golden, the golden spines on it.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, oh, you've been reading my book.
Oh, yeah, no, I already know that's not true.
I'll get to it eventually.
I'm sure that you will. So, but
I don't want to bend the cover that you wrote such a lovely inscription in.
Of course, yeah. Now, I was going to say, now, you weren't really reading because it was a reference book. It wasn't even really like a pleasure book.
Well, it was a history book.
Sure.
So it was written like an actual book.
It was like school, basically.
Kind of.
School for scoundrels,
yeah,
if you will.
Yeah, but I read a book, so there we go.
So you, that just makes me think of that picture that went around. I don't know if you saw it because you were off the grid, of the guy who was
seriously off the grid.
Yeah, of the guy who was holding his phone while a whale breached next to him and just didn't notice.
No.
I feel like that's kind of you. Like you're sitting with your head in a book, and then like a caribou comes out, like gets up and does the Charleston, and it goes back in the woods. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, did you see that?" And you're like, "What? No, I was reading." Yay, George!
Listen, he's trying to follow this man in a hat. It's really in-depth stuff.
It's very, very difficult.
I don't know if you're aware of this book, right. But
so how was Big Sky Country?
Ooh, it was peaceful,
right? And
it was beautiful. And I saw lots of animals,
right? And
I've never wanted to be closer to a city in my entire life.
All right, so you flew into Bozeman?
Well, first, before we get too deep into this, we have something that you need to put on your calendars. This is the Anthem related news.
Right. Okay, I've got my calendar out. Go. What are we talking about?
Year 1 live event.
Oh, right.
We're 7 weeks away.
Feels like just yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Not the longest year of my life.
But we wanted to have a little the Anthem birthday party.
Sure.
Podcast event.
Right.
We'll show the love letter.
Have some other entertainment as well. Yes.
All details to be determined. The only thing we know for sure is 4/12/2015.
No, it's a Sunday.
Yep.
So I think we're going to start probably mid-afternoon because I don't want to be there until 1 a.m.
Right.
But.
Well, my plan was to watch the Oriole game, get drunk.
Which is a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah. And then live event.
Sure.
So we'll do that.
Because we're going to make May Cinco de Drinko or whatever.
Just going to show up to the live event drunk.
Yeah. Hey, bitches.
This is the Corey's Aliens podcast. This is Rob.
This sounds like just a regular episode. I don't really know it's so different.
My dad. I was playing Becky and Gina for my dad.
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He's just like, "Are you guys high?" I was just like,
"Nah, that's normal."
Not during the episode.
It would be worse if we were high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There would be a whole lot of like, do you know that what was I saying?
You see, this is why I don't smoke, because I would just be like...
just sleep in there.
Yeah, that's all.
It'd be like the Weekend at Bernie's podcast.
I mean, honestly, I haven't in a long time, and I never have. But if I were to have, hypothetically,
in a world where weed drugs affected me,
in a world where I did inhale.
Anywho, put it on your calendar, mark it down. Year 1 live event,
April 12th,
live podcast,
right after the opening day weekend.
Yeah, and we'll have more details. Hopefully starting next week.
Right.
And then, obviously, more surprises as we go along. But in the meantime...
Surprises?
Yeah.
What kind of surprises?
I don't know. Maybe William Henry Harrison will show up.
Yeah, from the grave?
Yeah.
Zombie president?
Zombie Harrison.
You know, I might vote for him.
The worst of the zombie president series.
Give him another chance. You know, it's modern times. He
only got 40 days the first time.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
He didn't even get the mythical 100 days.
Anyway, so let's go back because I do want to talk about you flew from the beautiful city of Baltimore, the large city that you enjoy so much, to Bozeman, Montana.
Correct.
And how big is Bozeman?
It's hard to tell because it's a lot of fields.
Okay. The city is a lot of fields?
Yeah. So, I mean, like, the airport wasn't that big.
Did they have to scoot the cows off the runway before they came down?
They just put the cattle catcher on the plane. Like when the landing gear came down, the cattle catcher came down as well.
Right. Yeah.
We just plowed through it.
No, wait, how long was your flight to Bozeman? You didn't go directly to...
No.
And is it Bozeman or Bozeman or what?
I think it's Bozeman. That's what I was saying.
You were there. You didn't even get...
I didn't inquire.
What do they call it? Bozemanites or...
Bosemanians?
Bosemanians?
I don't know. Again, didn't inquire. I had to take a connecting flight to Salt Lake City.
Right.
Bud Norris and Wayne Kirby were on my flight.
Because FanFest was the day before.
Yep.
Now, do they live out there? I didn't realize that.
Well, I think they probably had to get a connecting flight to somewhere else, too. So I imagine, like...
They were just connecting somewhere better.
Yeah.
They weren't headed to Bozeman.
No, they were going to, like, San Francisco and Arizona or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Going to California. They had to stop in Salt Lake on the way. But I got a selfie with Wayne Kirby.
I saw that on Facebook. Everybody needs to follow Corey. You'll see these kind of pictures.
I couldn't get Bud Norris. I sort of followed him in hopes that he'd, like, stop to, like, check his watch or something like that, and then I could catch up to him, and I could be like, Bud. But I didn't want to be the person who was, like, running behind him in the terminal. Bud Norris!
You're admitting to stalking. This is felony stalking at some point, but go ahead. Sorry.
It's a free terminal. You're allowed to walk through it.
You're not allowed to stalk the guy.
I was walking in the same direction as him.
Right.
And then when he went his way...
Smelling his scent, his man stink.
Trying to steal his jacket from last year's FanFest. I hope there's a picture of that somewhere for the video.
Yeah, try to find that.
Yeah. What I do love about the Salt Lake City airport, though, they have an indoor smoking section.
I saw that
which
picture
came through so clutch. Because I desperately wanted a cigarette.
I do. You know, I feel like Texas probably has those too. Like, I feel like there are certain states where they're like, you know what, fuck you, federal government. We're going to do it our way.
Yeah, I would imagine there's more. It's the first one I've ever seen.
Is there one in Atlanta?
Maybe.
Hartfield, I feel like.
I've never flown through Atlanta, so.
Where were we? McCarran. You could smoke in the airport at McCarran. You had to get outside the TSA security zone.
Oh, well, that's the thing. But, I mean, this was in, like, the actual terminal.
It was like, actually in the security
Yeah. Like, I could have thrown a baseball to, like, where I would have to go through the gate to, like, go into my plane.
I just figured it was inside, which, like, McCarran, because Vegas, you could smoke everywhere.
Yeah, but no, this was, like, in the waiting area, like, where you would go to catch your flight.
Oh, well, hey. It didn't have to go back through security or anything.
Nope.
Whoa, that's nice.
And indoors, like a real person.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we flew into Bozeman, which is about, like, a tenth the size of BWI, their airport.
A tenth? You think it's even that big?
It was a nice little airport, but it wasn't very large.
Okay. And how are the people? How are the Bozemanites?
Very pleasant. Everybody was very nice.
Is it like I would imagine it? Like you wave and everybody waves back at you.
Everyone sounds like they're Canadian.
Tip your hat.
Everyone's just like they all have that Canadian Minnesota accent thing going on.
Soda from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Hey there, Corey.
I watched the Super Bowl at can't even remember the name of the bar.
Yeah, that was that weekend too. I forgot about that.
It was at the Chico Hot Springs.
Okay.
Probably the Chico Saloon or something like that.
Chico Saloon.
Yeah. We were remarkably close on our predictions, by the way.
Oh yeah, not bad, right?
Yeah. Close game. Patriots win in the end.
But yeah, the hated Patriots bring it out in the end.
Yeah.
And
I love all the memes with Pete Carroll.
Oh God. Can we just talk just for briefly about that?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, seriously.
How much? What did I say? $31 million. $31 million in your backfield. You're like, we're gonna trick the fuck out of him. Did you hear Corolla talking about that?
Yeah.
By the way, he's too smart for his own fucking good.
Yeah.
That's the only thing it was.
Well, no, I made the joke on Facebook. I feel like it went tragically unappreciated. But it was a total Cam Cameron move.
Yeah.
Because Cam Cameron used to pull that shit all the time.
I'm too
where
smart
it's just
for
like
my own good.
it's obviously like it's like 1st and 10, first play of the game, just like back when Rice was on the team. Like, just give it to Rice. Let him
see what happens.
Let him get a couple yards and separate it. But then that like Cam Cameron was just like in the booth,
double reverse,
going like, they're never gonna expect the deep pass.
Right,
deep pass, John.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that one, Cam. They're not gonna expect it. Oh, well, if you say it like that.
Well, sure, yeah.
Let's just hurl that ball as far as we can.
Interception on the first play.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Pick six.
This is how you get to be an offensive genius. Thinking outside the box.
But to be fair, again, if that had worked, we would all be like Pete Carroll doing the unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? They might have stuffed Marshawn Lynch, even though he had no negative yards. He had at least 1 yard from scrimmage at every carry.
I just hate that everybody was just like, well, in the NFL this season, there were 95 passes thrown from the 1 yard line and not a single one was intercepted. I'm like, yeah, well, none of them were with 30 seconds left on the clock in the Super Bowl. Decide whether or not you win.
With one of the best running backs of anyone in the league.
Who nearly scored the play before. Like,
right. And again,
there but for the grace of God, go he.
No negative yards from scrimmage. In fact, no less than 1 yard from scrimmage every carry.
Yeah.
And they were inside the 1.
Just give it to him once at least.
How about an option play? How about let's take Wilson and Lynch and just turn them out to the left.
Yeah, or
and
just
if Wilson
have them
gets
do like a quick out.
Yeah.
And then at least that way you could like sort of overthrow it.
Or how about this? How about play action? At least to make them bite?
Oh, pretty much every play would have been better than the one they chose, but anywho.
Anyway,
fucking Seahawks.
So they gave the game away. The Patriots didn't win. The Seattle Seahawks lost that game.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to experience that in
Bozeman. Yeah.
So that's good. In Big Sky Country.
There was a Ravens fan at that bar, too. She was just like, Baltimore!
Like a local?
Well, apparently she lives there now. Or she was visiting or something like that.
Oh, that's weird.
But I pulled the same thing that, like, I pull on everybody. I was just like, oh, where are you from? She's like, Baltimore. I'm like, no, but really? She's like, Towson?
Yeah, there you go. By the way, did I tell you the guy I shouted out at Puerto Rico?
No.
This guy was walking across the street, and I don't know what possessed me, but we were in this open tram, and I, like, lean out, and I take my hat off because I had it on backwards. I took my hat off, I'm like, Baltimore! And the guy's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, that guy is going to tell a story about the crazy person who nearly leapt off a tram to point out the fact that they were both wearing Oreos hats.
Yeah.
Good for them. Yeah, so that guy. What's up, guy? Hope you're listening. Shout out to you.
I love the Oriole hat. It's so easily identifiable.
Yeah, it was the white front too.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, we did a couple days at the Chico Hot Springs.
Right. Was that very relaxing?
It was. I went in the hot spring.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought my bathing suit so I could enjoy the hot spring.
How hot is the hot spring?
It felt like a jacuzzi.
So not like unbelievably hot.
Yeah, not boiling hot.
By the way, that jacuzzi is a sign that it's geologically active, and that Yellowstone is in fact going to blow up. I sent you the link.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad it didn't blow up while you were there.
every single tour guide had to bring up something about like
Super volcano.
Yeah, they're just like, don't believe everything you read on the internet. This thing ain't gonna blow anytime soon.
Sometime in the next 10,000 years or so.
Sometime in the next 2 million years, this thing will explode, and then we have to worry. But in the meantime, you don't have to worry about it this weekend.
But you're gonna be all right this weekend. Although, luckily, you didn't go on Valentine's Day because
The streak lives.
Corey could have been the result of the end of humanity if he happened to be at the super volcano.
Anywho,
Now, how'd your Valentine's Day going?
well, my room flooded,
Right,
so we got that going.
The studio
Yeah,
flooded.
the studio flooded.
So we were.
This
just about to
podcast is
record.
being recorded 5 hours later than it should have been because.
But just so the message now is that even your home is not.
Yeah,
safe.
I can't even do the thing where I lock myself away in my house because
It's like Final Destination.
Come to my house.
It's Final Destination.
It
It's
is
coming
like
for
Final-
you.
I'm gonna have to like put myself in like a locked, padded room.
Did you see that movie though?
But then as soon as I do something like that,
Mhm.
that's like when you're gonna like rush up to the little opening in the door,
Right.
and you're gonna be like, "Your family has all been captured by ISIS,"
Right.
and I'll be like, "No!"
But if you watch Final Destination, he locks himself in the room,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, like, the door rattles a little bit, which causes something to fall inside, which
Yeah.
causes a chamber. You never know. Nothing can get past it.
yeah.
It wants you.
Maybe I should just go out of the way to do the most dangerous things possible, and hope
There you
that.
go. Call its bluff.
Yeah,
Is it death? Is that what we? It's not really death. It's just bad luck.
yeah. Like go decide to go like base jumping that day.
Dare it.
Go ahead, fuck you.
See, that's when the big risk turns into something small, like you stumble and break your ankle out on the landing.
Like the
No.
parachute goes off fine, and I'm like drifting towards Earth. I'm just like, maybe I took this whole Valentine's Day thing a little bit too seriously. And then as soon as I land and like take off the chute, like I like break my ankle walking. I'm just like, God damn it,
You step in a hole.
you fucking asshole! Or I get bit by a snake, or
Yeah.
But from Bozeman,
Right.
we went on to Yellowstone. We
National
stayed,
Park.
Yeah, we stayed at a couple different lodges there.
Is Jellystone the actual name of part of that park?
Not that I'm aware of.
You know what Jellystone is, though?
It's where Yogi Berra,
Right.
Yogi Bear,
Yogi Bear, not Bera.
Berra.
That'd be
Yeah.
he's an actual person, Corey.
Yogi Bear is a person.
Yeah.
Yogi Bear is a bear.
Yes.
Cartoon bear. Hey,
Yes.
boo boo.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo.
Get some picnic baskets.
But it was beautiful.
Yeah.
To be in Yellowstone in the winter. Everybody had to comment on how hot it was.
How hot was it?
Like about 30 something degrees.
Oh, and it was a scorcher.
Yeah. They weren't prepared for that.
Right.
There was still a lot of snow.
Mm-hmm.
There was snow drifts that were like 8 feet tall in places and stuff like that.
It's like Puerto Rico. People wearing pants. Like, it's a little chilly today. It's 69 degrees out here. What do you mean it's a little chilly?
Yeah, you're going through everybody had to make mention of it. They're just like, this has been a really mild winter.
There's 8 feet of snow. Yeah. It's only 8 feet. I know.
Usually it's 20.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine?
I don't think I've ever seen that much snow like piled up in like because it wasn't even like, like a plow.
Oh, so
Just
it's
like
not
put
like-
it up.
Not like snowpocalypse.
No, it was
Right.
like there was just an 8-foot mound of snow.
They cut a hole in? Is that basically what it was?
Yeah, like to
We
get
cut a hole
into your
through
bar.
it. Yeah, we cut a hole through it, but there's the 8 feet of snow.
I had to use an actual payphone because cell phone reception was so.
That's right. You have 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah. The bitch. I have unlimited calls on my regular phone. It's $1 for 3 minutes, but am I a fucking savage?
See, I just want to buy those old like phone booths, like the one we saw at the diner or whatever.
Yeah.
And just put like a Verizon booster in it. Like, okay.
Like a cell booster?
Yeah, so at least you just stand next to it with your phone. Like, no matter how few bars you have, you stand next to it. Like, okay, we're good.
I would have just killed for like 4G every once in a while, just like.
Oh, God. Yeah. And it's, you went to get away, though. And you did
Yeah.
get away. So
I
it was
did.
good.
And I saw a lot of wildlife, a lot of really cool.
That's not my thing.
I saw an entire wolf pack.
Oh, really?
I saw tons of bison.
Okay.
Enough bison to last me the rest of my life.
You've seen enough bison now?
At the end, like when people were just like, "Hey, look, there's bison on the left," I'm just like, "Eh."
I haven't seen a bison in 40 years, but I've seen enough this week.
I haven't seen a single bison in my life, years 0 through 30. But because I saw 10,000 bison in 4 days, I'm just like, ugh, whatever.
If that's not a statement about 2015, I don't know what is. I guess people at home are missing the you continuing to look at your phone gesture.
Yeah, just like,
yeah, it's good. Yeah, no, I see. No, that is cool. Yeah.
Hey, look, Corey, there's a bison on the left. Yeah, Twitter's below me. So, do you mind?
Yeah.
I'm trying to read what's going on with Whitney Houston's daughter.
Oh, God, that happened while you were gone too. Yeah.
Yeah, still happening as of the time of this recording.
It's all over, but the sadness at this point. I think. I think
all over, but the crying.
Everyone's agreed. It's all well. The crying is still going on,
yeah,
sure, but it's all over, but the real sadness. But no, so that told you that you won't be moving to Bozeman.
No. In fact, when I got home, I was sitting here in front of my computer. I think it was the day later, and I was writing, and I heard police sirens, and there was like a sense of like calm that came over me. I was like, I'm home now.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck does that like? I was in the middle of like the wilderness, looking at the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone and like the Tetons and everything. Right. Like the most gorgeous things you could possibly ever imagine. And like, taking in like this like crisp, like pure air.
Yeah, yeah.
And like seeing wildlife all over the place. But when I'm in my basement hearing the police cars outside, I'm just like, oh, thank God.
PTSD, right? You have PTSD.
Now I feel at home.
You have life PTSD.
I finally feel safe.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But that says something about me, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and I would say that Montana is beautiful. My boss's brother is a state senator in Montana.
Oh, nice.
And he loves it. And I'm guaranteeing you heard no police sirens because he's like, I don't know that I've ever heard a police siren in Montana while I was there. They have like a kind of a hands-off policy.
Yeah.
Policing. It's all. And we were talking about that. How far were you from like a Walmart? You were
okay,
the max distance from a Walmart.
I was talking. There was this couple that I was sitting with during the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice group. And I was just talking about like, so where do you go to like, like where's the closest mall or whatever? Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, you'd be driving for quite a while to get to a mall. When I have to go clothes shopping or something like that, it's about 100 miles to Kmart.
Right. Not a mall.
Like, 100 miles to Kmart.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had Kmarts anymore.
Yeah.
That's true too. Just the one surviving Kmart in Montana.
100 miles and 15 years back in time.
Like all I can think of is like, if I had to, get a new pair of jeans, I have to drive to Rob's house.
Yeah.
Basically.
More than that.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, yeah. No.
That's about
100 miles. Yeah. Jesus.
But still.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a drive
for a store.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stores.
Right.
A store.
Yeah. Just a Kmart.
Yeah. And fast food, there was no fast food there either.
No.
Yeah, you had to drive about the same distance.
Yeah, I mean,
they were joking with you about, oh, you're going to someplace tomorrow? Like, that's a big town. There you go. You'll find
Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, man, when you get to Jackson Hole, it's going to be like you're in New York City.
And how was Jackson Hole?
It was probably about the size of Towson.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
But it wasn't very, it was very, very western town.
Like, not so much Towson with the mall and
But it was rich person rustic, which is weird.
Like there's a Starbucks?
Yeah, there was a Starbucks, but I'm saying okay, so Wyoming has no state income tax. So if you're a rich person, you live in Wyoming.
Right.
And as long as you spend 6 months there, then you're a resident.
Right.
So if you're like a celebrity who can work from anywhere.
Right.
Like you could be Clooney and you have a Wyoming home, a residence.
But you don't want that because then you pay property tax. What you want is to rent a place in Wyoming and spend some
right. And then, anytime you need to go to Hollywood to make a movie, you just fly in and then you go back to Wyoming.
Right. So you avoid the income tax.
Nobody bothers you.
Right. So you avoid the income tax.
Yeah.
That's nice. What
Not
was the
bad.
sales tax there?
6%.
That's not bad either.
No.
But I guess they don't really need the money. There's not a lot going on.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like they're trying to keep the trying to keep the gangs from shooting each other or something like that.
Andy Griffith sitting in Jackson Hole. How you doing, Dave Floyd?
These Bloods and Crips are everywhere.
So if you are a Blood or a Crypt, Jackson Hole's wide open.
The territories for the taking.
For the taking. A lot of white people, so I'm not sure the drug trade's going to be so good, but, you know, sure.
You can open up an antique store.
Black
Blood's Antiques.
But you know, that is actually hell, though.
What?
Because you know what came out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming?
Cheney?
Richard Cheney.
I have a picture. I'm going to give it to you for the video.
Okay.
They had a place that will do the old-timey pictures.
Right.
Like where you dress up like a cowboy and it's just like...
Dick Cheney's picture?
There was one. I swear to God it was Dick Cheney. It looks so much like him. I can't even believe it. Hold on a second.
God.
I'm gonna have to find it while I'm talking to you just so we can get your pure unfiltered reaction to it.
Okay, yeah.
But the picture was of a guy who looks alarmingly like Dick Cheney pointing a gun directly at the camera. Here you go.
Sadly, it was that cameraman's last day. Oh, let's see. Dude, I think that is Dick Cheney.
Isn't that great?
Well, wait.
He's making a face, which
He is
makes me think he isn't Dick Cheney.
Yeah, but the face also makes it look like it's not him, just enough that it might be him. The question is, who's the other dude?
I don't know.
You gotta do a reverse Google search and see if you can figure out.
Well,
who
it's
the
a
other
little
guy-
tough because I had to shoot it through a window.
Yeah.
But that looks alarmingly like Dick Cheney,
Yeah.
correct?
And kind of funny that he's also have a gun
Yeah,
You know,
pointing directly
pointed
at
towards
you.
you. Yeah, sure.
I've done it once. Don't make me fucking do it again.
Once, please. Anyway, so you had a good time though?
Yeah, it was great.
That's good.
I would recommend that if you would like to see Yellowstone, I almost said Jellystone.
Jellystone.
If you would like to see Yellowstone, the winter is the time to go.
Nah, I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
I
do not like the cold.
here's the argument I would make for you.
Yeah.
Number one, you get to ride a whole bunch of cool things like snow coaches
Right.
and bombardiers.
Is that the thing with the treads that you took the picture
Yeah.
of? Yeah. At LegendCB5 on Instagram, you can find all those pictures.
No, they wouldn't be on there. It'd be on Facebook.
You didn't put it on Instagram?
No,
Why?
because I have the Anthem Instagram on my phone. I'm not gonna switch back and forth just to.
I do.
Oh, well, good for you.
You suck.
I do suck.
Obviously, you don't support your fans. Obviously.
I support my.
This is why your clout score is so low. This is why your clout score is so
6
low.
points less than yours.
It's a big 6 points. It's harder to get those 6 points than it is to get 20 points between 20 and 40.
Might as. I missed that.
Damn it.
I
moved it. That was the problem. See, I had my zone, and then it made me move
there
it
you go.
to
Did
get
it
the
again.
picture.
Anywho, in Jackson Hole though, I finally had a hotel room with a TV.
Jesus Christ. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I had a telephone in my room too,
Yeah,
if I needed it.
that's nice. For the first time.
And I got there just in time for the Grammys,
Right.
which happened.
So you actually had the TV in your room for the Grammys.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
didn't have to
mean,
go down
to be
that
honest, I watched The Walking Dead and Better Call Saul, and then the Grammys.
Right. Probably
But
a
I was
good-
getting like Yahoo News updates on like who won.
better use of the time, I think, was with the Walking Dead premiere,
Yeah.
which, by the way, the biggest network TV premiere ever.
Really.
It was getting Super Bowl numbers.
It was a pretty weak episode, I thought.
Yeah, but people were expecting
Excited,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
they were excited for it. And it was. The problem is we wanted more because of what happened at the end.
Right.
You know, bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to say spoiler alert, but for Christ's sake, if you really care.
If you
should have
haven't
already
watched
seen
it,
Yeah.
but
But yeah, so Beth at the end, and you're like, and then they got super artistic.
yeah.
And what's his name who directed that episode? Robert, he was on the Talking Dead after it. You didn't watch it, you watched the Grammys. Anyway, Robert Kirkman.
Okay.
When you can always tell when it's his episodes because he does like really artistic like shit, and story is second to the look. But it was gorgeous. It just was kind of draggy. But I'm Walking Dead's back. I'm glad for that.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul. What'd you think?
I felt the first episode was a little hard to like follow.
Well, we dropped into a new universe.
Yeah.
So, and you kind of dropped in.
And also because I didn't like. I felt like I hadn't had the entire Breaking Bad like series like instant recall.
It would have been better if this followed directly on the heels of Breaking Bad.
Right. Yeah. Like if it was immediately like if they started it right after the last episode of Breaking Bad, I might have been like more in like, oh yeah, I remember that happened.
But you recognize Tuco though.
Well, yeah, but I mean like I recognized Tuco, but I didn't recognize him as Tuco.
Right.
I was like, oh, I've seen that guy before. Who is that?
That's right, Tuco.
And then I had like that, like, who is that? And then it was like Tuco, and it was like, oh shit.
Now see, and here's the thing. I think they spent too much time calling back to Breaking Bad. But we know. Yeah. We know this is the prequel to Breaking Bad, and
not only that, but like, so my dad wanted to watch it.
Right.
I told him how great Breaking Bad was, and he's just like, well, maybe I'll watch this Better Call Saul
because it's a lawyer. It's Breaking Bad, but a lawyer.
And I was like, okay, well, he missed the first like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He's just like, what happened? I'm like, all right, well, this is Saul Goodman, but we know him as Jimmy.
Well, this is Jimmy. We know him as Saul.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, he's just like, oh, so what's his name? I'm just like,
they're gonna call him Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure it's gonna be great. Just that first episode was like a little rough for me to like.
You haven't watched 2 yet. You haven't watched episode 2. You should watch it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it'll be great.
So then followed up by you flipping onto the Grammys, skipping all of the crappy awards anyway.
Just seeing the end.
Right. Yeah.
I guess I have only 2 things to say about the Grammys. Number 1, Kanye West can go fuck himself. I don't know why Kanye West feels like he's the world's greatest artist.
Because here's the thing. He really is a talented person. He's a talented artist.
Yeah, but I feel like he lost that. Like, he was way talented.
Right.
And then he became a rapper. Like, enough people said, like, listen, you can rap. Why don't you just take this over yourself?
Right.
And then he got into it, and then, like, people are like, you're boring. So he's just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna act like a crazy asshole all the time.
I'm gonna bang a chick who's famous because she was on a porn tape.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I am gonna marry this stripper.
I do love, though, with his whole, like, you know, Beck should give his award to Beyonce. The number of pictures I've seen of, like, Beck wrote every single song on his album by himself.
Yeah.
He played 17 instruments on this album.
My favorite meme was the Kanye tells a man who wrote every song and played 17 instruments that he should hand his award to a girl who can't write a song without 3 co-writers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to take anything from Beyonce. She's a good artist as well. But there's a reason he had the #1 album.
I do like, there was somebody who said, listen, Kanye, it's not like I don't like Beyonce as well.
Right.
But can we be real? I think she has enough. I think she has enough going for her.
Wait, what is that song that she sings? $500 million in an elevator? $500 million in an elevator? Shit's gonna happen when you got $500 million in an elevator?
Yeah.
It sounds like something Beyonce song.
Yeah.
But no, Beck has had hit songs in 3 decades.
Oh, the best. This will be in the show notes.
Yeah.
So check it out if you haven't heard it already. But the mashup of Beck's Loser with Single Ladies,
right,
is amongst the best things I've ever heard.
I don't know that I saw that. Did you post that before?
Yeah, I posted it on Facebook.
I saw it.
But I'm going to put it in the show notes, so check it out.
I will. Oh, you mean them? They should check it out too.
Yeah, the people listening.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Our fans, our dozens upon dozens of fans.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so any other, I know you have something else you want to talk about with the Grammys, so I'm just going to let you wind up and do it.
Yeah, should I just let you check Facebook while I'm...
Yeah, no, I'm just going to zone out here, and I got some text messages I can return,
so... Okay, there's a gentleman by the name of Sam Smith.
Who won a lot of awards. 15?
Dickless.
Nominated for 15, I think he had 8.
Yeah, something like that. There's literally 197 awards they give out at the Grammys. I think he won about half of them. Right. On a song that he blatantly stole from Tom Petty.
Some people might disagree with that.
Well, that's fine. Anna can disagree all she wants.
She is a music teacher and a music professional.
The first time I heard the song being played, I immediately thought of Tom Petty.
Right.
Like, without even, like, the pitching it down, you know, all that sort of stuff that they did on the video to, like, illustrate how close it was. I heard it before that. I was just like, wow, this sounds remarkably like a Tom Petty song. Yeah, I think that you shouldn't be allowed to win awards if you steal. They took Milli Vanilli's Grammy away from them. I don't see why they would give Sam Smith Grammys knowing this before the award show.
Didn't he pay for it?
Yeah, but not the fact. Beyond the scope.
Mm-hmm. Like
he stole.
Stealing.
Yeah.
But he paid for it.
Yeah, but if you stole from like a store,
right,
and then when they caught you and you were just like, fine, I'll pay for it.
Isn't that what people do?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, you still stole.
Okay, but you paid for it.
You still stole.
Mm-hmm.
You're still a thief.
Anna's point was that there are common connectors in music. There are things that sound good to the human ear.
If you want to talk about, if Kanye wants to go on a fucking rant about artists and who's real artists and who's not a real artist, by the way, Kanye's not a real artist. If he wants to go on that rant, Beck is not the person to pick on.
No, I mean...
I imagine Sam Smith would be a much better one. Because he's not an artist, he's a fucking thief. Fucking horrible hack thief.
Sure. Okay.
And I feel like every I made this point earlier with Prince. Like when Prince was unhappy with the way Sony was treating him.
Right.
And he changed his name to a symbol and everyone just referred to him as the artist formerly known as Prince.
Right, yeah.
Sam Smith should just, anytime he's be introduced, like next on the Grammy stage, performing his latest smash hit, Paint It Black, that he wrote independently of anybody else.
Right, yeah.
You just think it sounds like something else, but it doesn't. Anyway, give it up for this horrible hack who steals Sam Smith. That should be
his
just
whole introduction.
Yeah, this horrible hack who steals Sam Smith.
Okay, sure.
Should just follow him around wherever he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't need it in my life.
We should asterisk the Super Bowl, right?
I think we should just give it to Beyonce.
So, I mean,
Patriots don't deserve it.
Okay. Well, she wasn't even there. Katie, give it to Katy Perry.
Give it to Katy Perry.
Let's give it to Left Shark.
Left Shark.
Can we get Left Shark a ring, please?
He deserves it more
than the Patriots do.
Yeah.
But no, so I mean, listen. Music is music. We can agree that the Grammys are bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, I was flipping through the awards that were given out. Sam Smith won a bunch of them. Oh shit! Now it went somewhere. But like, and Beck won, of course, and then a bunch of. It's all just pop music though, which you hate. Which.
It's not that I hate pop music. I'm a fan of.
You like Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
So when Jay-Z samples other people, that's okay, but when Sam Smith does it, it's not.
There's a difference between a sample and a.
It's a different lyrics. Lyrics are different for both those songs, and Jay-Z actually takes the song and uses the same song.
Right.
Like Annie, the theme from Annie.
Yeah, but gets permission beforehand.
No, he didn't get permission for that song.
Does he?
No.
No.
Just fucking did it.
All right.
So should we say the incredible hack and thief Jay-Z? Half $1 billion in an elevator? $500 million in an elevator? No? Yes? Are you okay with it because he's black?
No.
That's racist.
Fucking racist against white people.
Well, you're thinking of, by the way.
Self-hating whitey.
Eminem and Willie Nelson both with Grammys. Nothing wrong with that.
Both win Grammys.
Mm-hmm. Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen, I love.
Yeah, a Hall of Fame. Well, they're Hall of Fame awards.
Oh, okay. If you haven't listened to Leonard Cohen, by the way, do yourself a favor. I'll put a song in the show notes just so you.
I feel like did you
I was born with the gift of a golden voice.
You made me listen to that on a trip that we took somewhere.
20,000 angels from the great beyond.
Oh dear God. And now we have to.
And I whisper to you silently from the Tower of Song. Now, if I change the lyrics to something else, then that's not stealing anymore.
if you don't have to dial it down and dial it
I
up
shout
and
into your-
manipulated it, then
I shout into your face from the parasail of sadness. Do-up-up-up-ba-do-up-up. Now we don't have to pay for the song. Because it's my own original composition.
Sure. It just
Doesn't
happens to
sound-
remind other people like
It just happens to remind people of Tower Song. What am I to say if I'm such a talented artist that I remind people of Leonard Cohen? Just my natural artistic ability.
Sure.
By that I mean an iTunes account. By the way, biggest piece of shit excuse from Sam Smith too.
What?
Is when was that song released? Like 87?
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say 87 for the sake of argument, because I'm pretty sure it was, but whatever. Sam Smith's argument that he didn't steal the song was, well, I was born in 89, so how could I have possibly ever heard that song? This is like, oh yeah, I forgot I don't know any Beatles songs because I was born in 84. I just missed that whole thing.
It was in the past. We don't look in the past. We look to the future.
Yeah.
Don't be looking in the past and worried about what's behind me. Look in the future.
It's like from the Treehouse of Horrors.
Yeah.
When Kane and Kodos take over Bob Dole and Bill Clinton. Move forward, not backward. Upward, not forward. And always twirling towards the sun.
Oh, God.
Good times.
Anyway.
You want to talk about an award show that actually matters?
I was going to say, now I know that your favorite award show is coming up.
My favorite award show that I was trying to write a blog post about it some time ago.
But you suck at writing, so...
No,
getting posted.
I just stopped liking what I was writing.
All right, so here's what I'm going to say as a disclaimer. Looking through the list of Best Picture, which I have in front of me,
yes,
I have seen exactly 0 of these films. Looking through the actor in a leading role, I have seen 0 of these films. Looking through actress in a leading film, surprise, surprise, I haven't seen any of these films.
Okay,
so I've been slacking on my watching of movies apparently.
Yeah, this'll probably be a lot of me talking about this.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best though.
I've seen most of these, especially the ones up for Best Picture.
Right. Can we start with this? Let's start with something I do know.
Yeah.
Frozen, not nominated for animated film.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
How? And there is only 5 films nominated of a possible 8, which means some people just generally said, "Fuck you, Disney." No, we're not going to nominate.
Well, I think the bigger upset, rather than Frozen.
Yeah.
Because wasn't Frozen last year?
No, Frozen's 2014.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because she sang the "Let It Go" at last year's Oscars.
Oh shit, she did. Did it win last year? Maybe.
Probably.
Anyway, what? Maybe.
Why don't you search for that one? How many Oscars did Frozen win? The upset that most people are talking about, the snub, if you will, is no Lego Movie for Best Animated.
That's what it was.
That's the one you're thinking of?
No, but they were saying that comparing it to Frozen for some reason. I don't know why. Oh no, they wow, it was 2013. Yeah, they won the they did win the Best Animated. Lego Movie, sure, Lego Movie, not mentioned.
Well, let me we'll go through them all. I'll give you my my personal pick,
right,
and who I think will win.
Okay,
which is obviously not the same thing for all these.
Sure,
but I thought I'd set up the Best Picture first.
Okay,
let's just start with the headliner.
Right.
I liked American Sniper.
Patriots Blood? Is that what this is?
What?
A Nation's Love, Patriots Blood, something like that? Shit, what is the third act film from Inglourious Bastards?
No, it's...
A Nation Rising?
Something like that.
Patriots Blood? It's something like that.
No, this is about Chris Kyle.
Oh, wait, this is the snuff film, right? The snuff film that everybody was masturbating to?
No.
Figuratively masturbating, not literally.
Not literally masturbating.
Yeah.
No, this is a story based off an autobiography from Chris Kyle.
Oh yeah,
It was
that
a
guy.
Navy SEAL.
That guy who had a bunch of stories that nobody could confirm.
Yeah.
That he possibly never killed anybody, but we don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I was telling my dad about the one that apparently he told. There's a story in his autobiography about beating up Jesse Ventura,
Which wasn't true.
even though it was proven that they've never been in the same room at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Jesse Ventura sued him.
Yeah.
$1.8 million for.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was another story. I don't think it made it into the actual autobiography, but apparently he was telling people,
right,
like how he set up on a hill after Katrina and was taking out prisoners as they were trying to escape prison.
Yeah. Also proven to be not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently he would tell everybody.
Right. But we believe everything else though, because obviously those are the only two stories that are not true.
Fucking Brian Wilson. I mean,
Brian Williams.
Brian Williams.
Yeah. Brian Wilson. You got a problem with the Beach Boys? The fuck? Come on, man.
Wouldn't it be nice?
All right, so American Sniper, not your choice for the winner?
No, but I thought it was a very fine film.
Okay.
Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
I do know something about this. He is a lawyer and he hosts like a television show. Isn't that right?
Nope, not.
It was a comic
Not
book?
Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Isn't that like the same thing though?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this one's Michael Keaton and Ed Norton.
Right.
Maryland's own Ed Norton.
Right. One of my heroes.
If I would have if I had to call it after seeing it, I would have probably picked that one to win Best Picture.
Right.
But I have since seen movies that trumped it.
How about, not to skip it too far ahead, but Keaton as the leading man?
I thought Keaton was great.
Mm-hmm.
I had no problems with this performance.
Emma Stone, did she get nominated for supporting actress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actress in a supporting role.
Yeah.
Emma Stone. Even though I don't feel like she was in that movie for very long.
They said the same thing about a couple of different actresses, that they weren't in movies very long.
Well, the one that's really bothering people is, what's her face?
Laura Dern?
Yeah, Laura Dern.
Who's in like literally 2 minutes of Wild.
Yeah, she was barely in the movie, and apparently there was just like a huge press or like huge media buy to try and get her a nomination.
Right. Which tells you, by the way, it's just as worthless as the Grammys. It's all about the money you spend on it. But,
well, yeah, I think it was Kevin Smith who was talking about Red State.
Yeah.
He said that what was the name of the actor?
The guy in Red State?
Yeah.
John Goodman?
No. He was also in Tusk.
Oh, Justin Long?
No.
That Canadian guy?
This is gonna bother me. No.
Anyway,
he Kevin Smith was marveling at his performance.
Right.
And he said, man, he really deserves to be nominated for Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've seen a performance like that in a long time. And he was really good in it.
Right.
Whether or not he was, Oscar worthy is kind of like, eh.
The Pastor?
Yeah.
The Pastor.
Yeah.
Fuck, what is that guy's name?
Yeah, no, it's bothering me too.
He's in a bunch of stuff, though.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Right.
Yeah. You play that B-roll. Not B-roll. Like you're always that guy in like 1,000 movies.
Right.
Like, I know that guy. Titus Welliver, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Titus Welliver is?
I know his name.
He has a show called Bosch. He was in Deadwood. He's in a bunch of stuff. But he's finally got his first leading role. And I was just like, good for you, man. You paid your dues for 20 years to get a leading role.
Wallace Shawn's one of those guys.
I don't even know who that is.
Remember Princess Bride?
Mm-hmm.
Inconceivable.
Oh.
The bald guy.
Oh, yeah. Clueless. If you said Clueless,
yeah.
that would have been a better reference. The principal from Clueless.
You outdueled my Spaniard. You beat my giant.
Yeah, for everybody else, it's the principal from Clueless.
Yeah, Wallace Shawn.
The show and the...
But he's the type of person that you see in everything.
Right.
And then, like, when you see him, you're just like, oh, my God, that guy.
Right, yeah. But you can never know what his name is.
Right.
Wallace Shawn. Apparently.
Wallace Shawn.
All right, so, anyway, what were we saying? You're saying, but Kevin Smith wasn't willing to put the money up.
Well, yeah, somebody said, well, you can get him a nomination.
Right.
And they're just like, really? What, do you just go down to the Academy and tell them? Or...
Right.
It's like, no, well, it'll cost about $2 million.
And how much the whole movie cost? Like $10 million?
What? $2 million? Well, yeah, you gotta see, because here's the rub with the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you have to there's some rule about like having to make a declaration in the paper for one.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, like you have to like advertise in a Los Angeles-based newspaper
that you would like the nomination.
Yeah, and it's like for your consideration,
right?
Actor in a lead role, Michael Keaton in Birdman,
right?
Like saying like he would like to be Best Actor.
But that's supposed to inform the Academy.
Right. That's supposed to inform the people who are voting.
Right. He will accept the nomination if you decide.
But then there's a ton of things that, like, in order to be in the race, really, you have to, first you want to send screeners to everybody who will be voting.
Right.
So, and you don't know, like, who will be voting for what necessarily. So you end up sending, like, SAG, the DGA, the WGA, all the unions, like every single screener you have, which costs a lot of money.
Right.
And then you got to send them around to events.
And now you have to code them so you know who leaked it to BitTorrent.
It's annoying to watch those screeners too because they say like, Oscar screener only, do not duplicate, do not share.
Wait, are you saying that you've seen
You're
that?
Right.
Are you saying you've participated in the committing of a felony?
You're right in the middle of Birdman, and it's like a really pivotal scene, and then just like in big block letters across the entire screen, it's like, Oscar screener not for duplication! Copyright infringement is a felony!
Right. So what you're saying is that you've seen that, so you admit that you've watched? Have you downloaded?
I haven't downloaded. I've seen them.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard tell.
You've heard tell of it? Okay, fair enough.
Boyhood.
Right.
Which is probably going to be the one that wins.
That's child pornography, right?
No.
No?
No. This is Richard Linklater, who I can see by your face you have no idea who that is.
No, he did a bunch of stuff in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And recently.
Well, he did Boyhood recently. Linklater, shit, I know what he did. He's done some stuff.
Name one film.
Avatar. Were we talking about that earlier?
No.
Oh shit, I was talking about that with somebody. It just popped in my head. He did Starship Troopers, right? No, that's somebody else with a similar weird name.
I would have accepted
Slacker. Slacker, okay, sure, yeah, 90s.
School of Rock.
90s.
Bernie. Okay, you didn't see Bernie. That was like 2 years ago.
No.
Anywho, Boyhood is. It took 12 years to make.
They should win just for that.
They filmed like a week at a time.
Can you imagine?
With the same cast, just to show the progression of people aging.
Yeah.
And like, different life experiences throughout and stuff like that. Still haven't seen it. I imagine.
So you think? You just think it's gonna win. You don't think it should win.
It's got favorite written all over it.
Right. Okay.
It won at the what do you call it? Like the DGAs and stuff like that. And
did it?
I think it won at the Golden Globes.
SAG? Did it win a SAG? Well, SAG is the one who doesn't. It won all the important ones leading up to the Oscars, which usually means. Well, no, but they say the Screen Actors Guild Award. If you win that, you're not going to win the Oscar because that's the consolation prize to the Oscar.
Sometimes it really depends on the year and what the field looks like.
Yeah, go ahead. So what's the next one?
The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Right. Now, see, I don't know. I don't like foreign films, so I don't know that would really...
This is not a foreign film. It was made by Wes Anderson.
Budapest, though, so, like, obviously foreign.
No.
Don't they speak, like, Hindi or something in it?
Nope.
Wait, where's Budapest? Romanian? They speak Romanian?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's in English.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
That one has Ed Norton in it, too.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's into...
Underapproved. He should have gotten the Oscar for Fight Club, if you ask me. He played Brad Pitt and himself. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Ah, damn it!
I really, really, really like Grand Budapest Hotel. I know Wes Anderson isn't everybody's style, which is why I don't imagine he'll ever win.
Now, did he do Me, Myself, and Irene?
No.
Did he do... Starship Troopers? Is he the one who did Starship Troopers? Is there something about Mary?
No. Those are the Farrelly brothers.
Wait, Friday the 13th?
No.
That's Wes Anderson, isn't it?
No.
Is that Wes Craven?
Yes.
Oh, it's a Wes. I was close.
Did you? I don't even think that was Wes Craven.
Oh, good.
The one that gets me is that he did Royal Tenenbaums, which I thought was a great flick.
Oh, okay. Now, see, I did see that. So
He has a very well-known style, visual style.
oh yeah, it's like a scene with the caption underneath it, leading into.
Yeah, and
what's gonna happen.
everything's very colorful and
Yeah.
everything's very bold.
Didn't he do that? The train one too.
Train one.
Yeah, with Jason. What's his name? Jason Zimmer.
Schwartzman?
Schwartzman. Yeah. Not Orient Express, but.
Well, there was
India. Fuck. You know what I'm talking.
there was
about.
Steve Zazu, the Bill Murray
Right.
Spelunker movie.
He did that though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Spelunker. He was a submariner.
So yeah.
No, but this was on a train in India. Shit. It was West. Yeah, it was West Indian. It was not important. Go ahead.
The Imitation Game.
All right. So now this one I definitely know. It's based on that game show, right? That you like the Newlywed Game, but without newlyweds in it. Is that it?
No.
It's like imitation, like you're imitating. I don't know.
That would be a funny game show.
Sure.
It's just like
Imitation.
imitate your wife doing the laundry. Bill! Why don't you ever separate your socks?
What do you eat? You need to learn to wipe your ass better.
Why are there skid marks? No, the Imitation Game is about famed mathematician Alan Turing. Benedict Cumberbatch plays Turing
Oh, is this the one where he
with the Enigma
has
code.
to pretend to be gay?
Yes,
Right. Yeah.
where Benedict Cumberbatch has to pretend to be gay.
Right. Yeah, that's a stretch. Certainly not typecasting whatsoever. The guy who took his mother to award shows and lives with her.
I haven't seen that one either. That's the only other one I haven't seen of the Best Picture nominees. But I'll catch up on it by Oscar night. Selma.
Selma. Now this one is about Selma. This one is a crotchety old country lady. It's the sequel to Driving Miss Daisy, right? Is that what?
Selma is about Martin Luther King and the March on Selma from Birmingham.
Okay. Yes.
I saw it, didn't really care for it.
Mm-hmm.
Fell asleep
Okay.
during it a couple times.
Woken up, fell back asleep. By the way, as it comes to race relations in the 21st century, Corey's falling asleep during Selma. That's what he cares about.
Well, at least
All your complaints to Corey at
at least that made one really great joke during that movie.
What was that?
There was a scene where police stormed into a restaurant,
Right.
and shot an unarmed black teen.
Yeah.
And I leaned over and said, "Well, thank God that part isn't happening anymore."
Oh, too soon.
Too soon? Too soon?
No, it's never too soon. March on the streets, flip over cars based on fucking music. Anyway, go ahead.
Theory of Everything.
Right. No, I do know this. This is about Stephen Hawking and his theory of everything.
Well, it is about Stephen Hawking.
Oh, well, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Quantum physics, right?
Yeah,
That's the
but
theory of everything.
okay, I'll take it. Close enough. I'll take it. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I liked it more for the acting than I did the movie.
The guy who actually played Hawking.
The guy who played Hawking,
Yeah.
the guy, the girl who played his wife, Felicity Jones.
Oh, and you like her anyway.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah. Now, and Hawking had kids?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Get it done. That's every time I have a little fear that maybe ALS is sneaking in on me. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Us
Hawking
geniuses,
can do it.
Us geniuses, we can get through, get by.
And the final, which is my favorite movie of the year,
Mm-hmm.
would be my pick for winner,
Right.
is Whiplash.
Now, and I know why you like this. Because this is the story of a kid who was in a car accident and hurt his neck, and he had to hire Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. That's how that plays in. And because me and your dad are attorneys, that's why you like it. So
No, it's about a drummer at a prestigious New York art institute
What does
being
that have to-
pushed by a dominating music teacher.
By the way, the best comment I've seen about the Oscars is how misogynistic Whiplash is. It's a story about a man pushing a boy to be the best he can be and to avoid the negative influence that women can have on him. I was like, that is a very jaded way to look at that movie. That's going into it saying, let's find something feministly wrong with this movie.
You know, for as much as people like to talk about, like, the Oscars this year with, like, there's no diversity. There's nobody, not a single black face in any of the acting categories or best writer or best director or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, well, this year was loaded with just, like, fucking phenomenal performances.
And by the way,
I can't help it if none of them were black.
What was the best picture last year?
12 Years a Slave.
Oh, yeah. No persons of color in that movie whatsoever. Yeah, obviously. I do want to ask you two things.
The only person I remember in that movie is Paul Giamatti.
Right. The only white face in the movie. Steve Carell.
Yeah.
We've talked about the other movies in other categories. He's up for Best Actor in Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
Did you see Foxcatcher?
I didn't.
Any thoughts about it, just based on your...
I heard that he was great.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I
You want to like it?
I would say Eddie Redmayne is my pick.
Okay.
I think he's the favorite.
Also for Theory of Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keaton and Cumberbatch are in the running, though. I think Bradley Cooper did a great job, but he's not, like, right there.
Right. Now, going to the actress.
Yeah.
Did you see 2 Days, One Night with your lady Marion Cotillard?
Marion Cotillard?
Sure, yeah.
No, I didn't. It's on my list of things to do.
Okay.
But I love Marion Cotillard.
I was going to say...
I have to imagine that if she's nominated, she is good enough to win it.
Right.
Because she's always good enough to win it.
What?
But it's... Again, I think... I would give it to Felicity Jones.
And something that occurs to me... Birdman is probably Keaton's last shot at an Oscar. He's getting to the point where he might get a supporting, but his leading roles are probably getting towards an end.
Yeah, I mean, this helps.
Right.
The fact that he has a leading role and he gets nominated for an Oscar.
Right.
But this is such a once in a lifetime movie for him.
And so that was my initial reaction, and then we go to actress, and Julianne Moore and Reese Witherspoon are an actress. And by the way, what's her name's in the supporting role? Meryl Streep up again for an Oscar.
Right.
In a supporting role. So
I heard a lot of good things about Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Wild. I don't think I've seen...
So did you see any of these?
I saw Theory of Everything and Gone Girl, but I fell asleep through most of Gone Girl.
I heard good things about Gone Girl too, but I always find it funny. Like none of the actresses are in the movies that are nominated for Best Picture. Doesn't that say that there's not enough women in leading roles in film?
Yeah, I mean,
although Reese Witherspoon gets it
I feel like there should be more women who are lead protagonists in films.
Right.
I don't think trying to make it happen is the way to do it.
Okay.
Like, anytime the Oscar nominations roll on and people are just like, the Academy should be ashamed of themselves for not nominating a single black actor.
Right.
Like, I don't think the Oscar should be the one that you shied for this.
Hollywood.
Yeah, the people who don't give really meaty roles to... Well, but then again, if you just have 5 white guys who have a tremendous year...
Right.
I can't,
Okay, last year's Best Picture. Who won Best Actor last year?
Matthew McConaughey.
For
Dallas Buyers Club.
But, again, a once-in-a-lifetime role. And,
right.
And what's his... Jared Leto won supporting actor in a... What could be
but
movie?
Lupita Nyong'o won for Best Supporting Actress. So.
Right. Anyway, so anything else you want to touch on the supporting roles or any? J.K. Simmons is up for actor.
J.K. Simmons is as close to a lock as you're going to get in this Oscars.
Yeah.
If
and who would have thought 10 years ago the guy who was that guy and the State Farm guy apparently?
God, he was so.
He was
so good in Whiplash.
Well,
he was incredible.
10 years ago, Juno.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's such a good actor. He doesn't get his due. He's finally getting his due.
As far as actress in a supporting role, God, I think it's Pick'em.
And so Laura Dern, very briefly in Wild. Emma
Yeah.
Stone, very briefly in
I would
Birdman.
probably say Patricia Arquette has the best chance of the bunch.
See, now, and I was going to go with Meryl Streep and Into the Woods.
I think she would.
She carries the heavy weight into the round.
She's a legacy, so therefore
Yeah.
she has a chance to win anytime. But I think Patricia Arquette really, from what I heard, just carried Boyhood.
We should see Boyhood. Is that still playing somewhere?
Well, but we can get it on Google now or Google Play.
Eh.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I haven't been to a theater.
I didn't see a single one of the best animated features.
We talked about Big Hero 6, but just in the Marvel universe or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think that Lego Movie would have been my pick if it was in there, but it's not.
How is it
So
not? I don't know how it's not.
I wasn't wild about Lego Movie though, to be honest with you.
Really?
No.
It was
I
cute.
thought it was fine.
Yeah.
So many people were telling me like, "Oh my god, Lego Movie, you're never gonna laugh so hard in your life."
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know. It was fine.
Yeah.
But I think people were selling it too much.
Well, that's the problem too.
Like,
if you don't see it first, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's amazing," it builds it up too much.
It's one of those things too. Like, you know, if you're ever introducing somebody for a speech,
Yeah.
don't build them up.
Oh no.
Don't say like, now this next guy coming up is the funniest guy I've ever met. He just makes me laugh every single thing he says. He can't even help himself. So be prepared to laugh, like deep from within the belly. I know I'm starting already. Rob Cheek, everybody. And then you got to come up there and you're just like,
Wow, that's great.
Income inequality is a very serious issue in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's run through them real quick.
Sure.
I'll just give you
Wait, what are we running through here?
just the nominees.
For animated?
Well, no, I'm just saying the other awards.
Oh, gotcha. Go ahead, yeah.
Cinematography, I would give it to Grand Budapest Hotel. No, actually, fuck it, Birdman.
Okay.
Costume design, Budapest.
The lightning round.
Directing, Boyhood.
Now, I
Give it to Link later.
I gotta say this. Well, I see you saw Selma and I didn't. Should she have been nominated?
Who?
The director Selma. How was it shot? Worth an Oscar?
No.
I think people were saying it because she was the first black woman who would been in the zone to win it. But doesn't it make it worse if you win because of that? I wouldn't want to win because I was a certain race or gender.
Think about what you're. I mean, like, I don't feel like you can properly judge a movie just based off of who directs it.
Right. Because the DOP's there. There's a lot of people who go into that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
that aren't the director.
Everything has to go right.
Yeah.
But you know when a director has an impact on something, you know?
Right.
You can feel it. And I don't feel like Selma. It was a perfectly fine movie for what I was awake for.
So do your please Corey to the Intro.com.
I didn't feel like she like rose the bar at all. Certainly not any more than like in Birdman. It was just, I don't know, the way it was shot and the way it was performed and the fever in which it was done was very special.
Yeah.
Like it was a character all on its own, the way it was shot.
Okay.
And the way it was
the
executed.
movie itself became part of the character.
Right. It had a frantic energy.
Right. Yeah.
Boyhood, you know, obviously just the technical achievement of shooting it over 12 years.
Right. And that's what I was going to say about
tough
film editing. I think you got to give it to Boyhood. The guy who has to put together 12 years of film and make it make sense. Come on.
Grand Budapest Hotel, obviously, like with Wes Anderson's style.
Yeah.
Like that's a very he has a lot of influence on what that film looks like.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
If Steven Spielberg was given the script for Grand Budapest Hotel, it would be way different.
Right. And that's why I think you got to say there's something to be said for that. How much of an impact the director actually has.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, you're like, that's a Wes Anderson film. That should get you in a high running. That's got to put you up at the top of the list. But the dedication of 12 years,
it's tough.
Yeah.
I didn't see Foxcatcher, so I can't really speak to it. I heard it was very good.
Channing Tatum apparently did really well.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
Well, the one I heard was Mark Ruffalo, really.
Oh, yeah.
Imitation Games, it's waiting to be viewed, but...
You haven't seen it?
No, that's
Weren't you just talking about it?
Yeah.
And you haven't seen it?
No, I said I have to watch it.
So you're talking about Felicity Jones, you have no idea how she is in that.
That was in Theory of Everything.
Oh, shit.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Documentary feature, I didn't see any of these.
Yeah, I was going to say there's nothing.
I would imagine they would give it to documentary, or Citizen 4, because they can't help themselves.
Okay, what's Citizen 4?
It's about Snowden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Documentary short, no idea. Film editing.
These, by the way, are the ones they give away while you're at commercial.
Earlier today, in an Oscar ceremony held for 4 people. Film editing. It's hard not to give it to Boyhood.
Yeah.
All these are really deserving candidates, though.
Yep.
I still like Whiplash. I'll give it up because the way they cut that all together was incredible.
Right.
It was a tough one. You were on the edge of your seat with the way they cut it. So
I wasn't.
Foreign language film. I'm gonna give it to Leviathan.
Why?
Fuck Russia.
Okay.
I like the fact that they got money from the Russian government. And now the Russian government's trying to shut it down.
Right.
Anytime you do that, you're already in a winning for me.
Mm-hmm.
Makeup and hairstyling. Let's give it to Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm looking at that list, and I'm like, who else do you give it to?
I mean, Foxcatcher, I guess, had a making Steve Carell look
less like Steve Carell.
Yeah, I mean, people were talking about how he looked different.
And there's some wounds, I think.
Grand Budapest Hotel obviously had like a lot of
overdone
thing,
yeah.
But I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy's got to win that one.
Yeah.
Music original score. Ooh.
Now look at that. How do you not pick Interstellar off that list?
Well, Zimmer is just like Streep, a perennial.
Yeah. If his name's in the list, I think he's got to be. I don't know. I didn't see any of the other ones, so I can't.
See, I was kind of surprised that Interstellar. Maybe I just liked Interstellar a lot more than everybody else, but I thought that was going to get more love than it did.
Yeah. It came out too early. It was at the beginning
music,
of the year.
Original song.
Fuck, the last movie I saw in the theater was Interstellar.
Was it?
Yeah. How
Wow.
long ago was that? Spring?
Summer, early summer.
Jesus! It's been a long time since I've been to the movies.
Everything is Awesome will probably win original song from the Lego movie.
It should be nominated.
Production design. I just don't get how you wouldn't give it to Interstellar.
Yeah.
That's just crazy talk. I didn't see any of the short.
Although, did you see Into the Woods?
No.
Into the Woods was... actually, no, the last film I saw was Into the Woods.
I saw the previews, and it looked like the production design was incredible, but I can't imagine how you beat Interstellar just with space.
It's close. Because the set design, it was like a walk around set. It was ridiculous. But anyway, it was like a Les Mis on film. How they did such a good job reproducing.
I hated Les Mis.
Do you not like the play? Then you can't comment on the movie. Don't comment on the fucking movie if you don't like the play.
I like the play fine. I feel like I've seen it enough times that I'm about done with it. I don't.
You hear the people singing the songs of angry men.
Eddie Redmayne was in that movie, I think, right?
He was as
He was the one who sang that song.
Marcelius.
I just can't. You can't watch. I can't watch the Les Mis movie without thinking of what's his face?
Hugh Jackman.
No.
Jean Valjean.
No.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Javert.
Like anytime Russell Crowe had to like start singing, he was just like, oh, and you're like, oh god.
I'm going to talk with some rhythm and
I am gonna sing a song for all the people of the land. And they're just like, oh my God, Russell Crowe, please, why did you get this role?
Best part of Russell Crowe's role
Yeah.
when he broke his back on the fall. Thank God that's over.
You need to watch Everything Wrong with Les Mis in 12 minutes,
Oh,
like
God,
the
sure.
Cinema Sins.
Yeah.
Because they do a speed round of every single time Russell Crowe hits a bad note.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's perfect. Sound editing. They're probably gonna give it to like the fucking Hobbit or something like that.
See, I didn't see that Hobbit either. Although Interstellar, I gotta say, was great with the.
I feel like too many people were shitting on that though.
With the
Americans. No, American Sniper was pretty good. I would give it to that. The sound was great in that
Hobbit.
movie.
American Sniper.
Sound mixing.
Mm-hmm.
Whiplash.
Okay.
Well done. Very well done. Visual effects.
Gotta be Interstellar. How is anybody but Interstellar?
Yeah. It's a pick'em, but I think Interstellar wins that one. And then finally the writing ones, which are all the way down here at the bottom on mine for whatever reason.
Earlier at an unconnected ceremony.
Earlier in a black room where all the writers hang out, called the bar of the Dolby Theater.
Right. Yeah.
Adapted screenplay. I still cannot understand why Whiplash is being labeled as a adapted, but I'll give it to Whiplash.
Oh, it's based on a true
Based
story,
on a
right?
short.
Right. Yeah.
That was written to get Damien Chazelle the opportunity to direct the. Like, did you ever see 500 Days of Summer?
Yeah.
The bank dance.
Yeah, like that. That was he wrote a story.
Well, no, he
sold the
just
short
put
story.
together. They were just like, we don't know if this Mark Webb guy can really handle this movie.
Right.
So he's just like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So he did, do you mind shooting a short with me real quick so I can show them that I can direct?
Right.
They're like, sure.
No, but so he wrote a short story that was the core of Whiplash, basically.
Yeah.
And then adapted that outward to a full screenplay.
Right.
So it's technically adapted, although it's original. in
Yeah,
him
it's
writing
kind of
it.
dumb, though, at the same time. And then writing original screenplay.
By the way, original screenplay, Foxcatcher, based on a real story, like a fact-by-fact real story. That's original, but...
I heard great things about Nightcrawler. I just don't know.
Oh, I know that. So that's Jake Gyllenhaal getting into the superhero game, right? He's the guy who disappears and reappears. And
Nope.
Not him?
Nope. This one's about a paparazzi.
Do you know how excited I got when I saw Nightcrawler? I love Nightcrawler. And I was like, Jake Gyllenhaal's a horrible choice. Blah, blah. Oh, wait, it's not the comic book movie. Never mind. I'm okay. Whatever.
I guess Boyhood will probably win. I would give it to Birdman.
Both of them are good stories.
Yeah, I could go either way.
Yeah.
Those two are my favorites. Anywho, that's our Oscar preview.
Yeah, so we'll see how that
Rob
shakes
contributed a lot.
out. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Are you excited to watch at least?
I don't give a shit about it. No, don't give two shits.
I feel like for an award ceremony that so regularly doesn't nominate people that I really like.
Yeah.
Like, of all my favorite film performances, I feel like almost none of them have been nominated for anything.
Yeah. Now, I like to look at the, like, Comcast has the snubs.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized going between the winners and the snubs that some of my favorite movies were snubs.
Yeah.
And that's fuck it. Fuck the Academy. Fuck all of them. I don't care.
The thoughts and opinions of Rob Cheek are
Listen,
his and his alone.
It's self-masturbation. It's let's all award ourselves award.
And there goes Rob. And I would just like to say for the record that I would love to win an Academy Award. So if you want to nominate, if you want to nominate The Love Letter for best short, live action short.
It's too late for that because that was this year.
Yeah, but well, I guess I could just make another short and nominate. Or about that time I fell in love.
Let's get it done.
Let's do it. Best director, Corey Baker. I could just go up there and be like, "Yay, me!"
I can imagine you, first of all, dressed exactly like that. No talks.
I don't put on a tux. I'm just wearing shorts and a sweatshirt that
Wait, what?
obviously hasn't been washed the same day that I'm wearing it.
Did they say my name? That can't be right, is it? That's not. Well, they know going in who won.
I just stumble up there, probably intoxicated. Like, I would literally love to go up on stage, like, that they were just like, and the winner is Corey Baker. About that time I fell in love. And I just stumble up to the stage, and I'm just like, hey, go me. And I just walk off. No, like, I would like to thank my agent and my manager and my lawyer and my entertainment lawyer and my tax lawyer and my other lawyer and Rob, the lawyer of my heart, my family, everybody back in Baltimore. Go Orioles! Oh!
But you know, going in,
I don't know why I felt the need to get like super effeminate once I got up on to accept my Oscar.
You're a true person coming out. That's right.
That's the excited part of me. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
See, I would love to tell you you're nominated and then find out that you won and not tell you that you won, so you could be like, "Fucking assholes! Not anybody in this category is better than me." I don't know why they fucking think.
Why am I sitting in the second row if I didn't win?
This is bullshit. Oh, you're gonna put the camera in my face? Yeah, let's put me on TV. Oh, look how sad I am. Oh, yeah, good for you. Wait, what did they say? They say, what is that?
They put the camera in my face to get the reaction. I'm just turning around to rip bong loads.
In the theater?
In the Dolby Theater. It's cool. It's California. We're progressive.
Did you ever watch Eastbound and Down?
No. I've seen it, but yeah. I don't watch it. Like
in one scene, he like tries to class himself up. So instead of like drinking a beer and smoking a bong, he like, goes to the theater and he's got the opera glasses and he's got this hook on his finger. And I'm like, that's like a Coke hook. Why would you? Because he's
taking bums of Coke.
Yeah, because he upgraded. He's classy. So that's what we do.
Yeah. Well, next week we're going to recap the Oscars.
Yeah, how
we're going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do a show immediately thereafter. Yeah. So sometime around 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll start recording a podcast.
Quickly, before we go.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to you, and I don't give a shit, but Lent is coming up this week, too. What are you giving up for Lent?
Bacon.
Bullshit.
I can't do it.
Can't make it.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
That's asking for sin.
That's asking for trouble.
You should give up smoking for Lent.
I should give up Coke for Lent.
What, that too?
Yeah.
Because that helped you give it up the last time.
Yeah.
Smoking and Coke. How about that?
Well, I should probably specify Coca-Cola.
Okay, not cocaine. No bumps. Yeah.
I'm not a hero.
I should take a slug from the 2-liter.
Don't pass aspersions on me.
Right, yes.
Speaking, while I'm drinking out of a 2-liter Coke, do you have a word for our OTA Fitness Challenge?
Oh, that's right. We almost forgot. So last week we didn't have a word because it was really late when we recorded it, so I apologize. What should we come up with? It's got to be a fitness-related word. Here's your word this week.
Ooh, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Foxcatcher.
No, it's not going to be Foxcatcher. It's going to be...
It's fitness-related?
# nutrition. That's going to be your word this week. # nutrition. Because nutrition is a very important part of fitness.
I was listening to an Umano article.
Yes.
They say for every hour that you don't sleep, less than you should, less than the proper 8 hours, is worth 17 pounds of fat a year.
And see, next week, we were going to talk about that next week.
Okay. Well,
this week is nutrition.
This is just a little preview.
A preview of what we're going to talk about next week.
Next week's #sleep.
So, by the way, I went.
My favorite part of the workout process is sleeping all day.
I went up 6 pounds, and I don't know how that fucking happens. How do you gain weight when you start eating better?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I've stayed the same weight.
Yeah. So I asked, not EP, but another nurse friend of mine, and she was just like, oh, because you started feeding your body right, your body was like, hold on to all of the good stuff. Who knows when this is going to happen again? Like, what?
It's going to start filling us with chocolate again, boys.
Basically, I started eating broccoli, good proteins, and vegetables for the first time in ever, because I don't eat vegetables, and rice. And my body was like, carbohydrates and vegetables, just hold on to all of it. Take it all in, take it all in. And then once it realized that I was going to eat the same thing every day, then I just like shit out 6 pounds.
6 pounds of
so I
rice.
went up 6, and now I'm back down 3 below where I started. So 3 pounds overall in the first week.
And I am at 0 pounds lost.
Yeah, but 0 gain too.
But
so.
I'm gonna start for serious this week.
For serious.
Now that I'm not on vacation, I feel like I don't think it's fair to start A
No.
fitness challenge for me when
No.
I'm about to go on vacation.
And by the way, the Coke, if you give Coke for Lent,
That's probably 30 pounds right there.
because I remember you dropped weight really quick the last time you gave up Coke.
Yeah.
And you kept it going after Lent was over too.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
I think I just gotta do it. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta say no Coke and be done with it.
By the way, another thing that happened, OTA Fitness Challenge, hashtag OTA Fitness Challenge, passed the 1 year anniversary of me with no cigarettes.
Hey!
How about that?
We barely passed the 1 hour mark of me without cigarettes.
You should give that up too.
Nah.
For Lent.
Uh,
I'm gonna keep getting on you about the cigarettes. What happened, by the way, the vape? How's that working out?
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, well, how about that?
If you want to hang out in the smoker section with me, otheanthem.com, Corey at otheanthem.com, or the Anthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube. Listener line, 443-219-7595.
What was the number again?
443-219-7595. Give us a call from your cigarette break.
Yeah, but if you do, you have to go to Utah and hang out with Corey and his multiple wives in the airport.
In the airport.
Salt Lake City Airport. SLC, it's SLC Punk.
I should
There
have...
you go.
I should have just, if I knew I was going to be an indoor smoking area, I should have put it at the end of one of those long,
Well, hey, see?
like from Django Unchained.
Or Roosevelt is the thing he's talking about, Franklin Roosevelt's cigarette holder. Well, you can find me at all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. I've added several more. Yik Yak, which is a new thing. You know, I'm on the cutting edge of technology. And Yik Yak. And I have Uvu and Kick now as well. So find me on all those at Robert N. Cheek. Check out deaddrop.com for all your latest news. Movementinsurrection.com for the book.
Buy Rob's book.
Buy my book. And foundingthefuture.us for the political blog. The final update of the Acceptability of Violence series is up this week. So check that out as well.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Good. So as always, you are listening to the The Anthem podcast, part of the The Anthem digital network. For Corey, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.
Go Whiplash.
Fuck the Oscars.
You can fuck yourself.
Well, there you have it, episode 45 of the The Anthem podcast. Make sure you check back next week to see how Corey's predictions went in. Hopefully by next week I'll have seen maybe a couple of those movies, because obviously I didn't yet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you keep up to date on all the happenings for The Anthem. And before you go, check out last week's full episode of the podcast and our own, since it's award season, award-nominated Best of Baltimore short film, Lights of Baltimore, right over here. Have a great week, everybody.